when it comes to the TikTok ban, let's start with the reality of the situation. Yesterday afternoon, the text started coming through a screenshot saying that it had been banned. I have 170,000 followers on TikTok. Though I'm not very active on TikTok because I wasn't really, a huge fan of TikTok until now. Oh, I will be. So I said, it's okay. Here's the situation. Let me dig into it and figure it out. And one of those texts came from my daughter. And so we'll get to that in a moment. But I wanted to dig into the ban of TikTok and how we got here and why it is a flagrant violation of your First Amendment rights. The reason why TikTok is a violation of First Amendment rights, and you guys are very well aware that I am not that's a violation of First Amendment rights. I'm usually defending the First Amendment against people saying it's a First Amendment right. But this is 170 million Americans voice their opinions, their talents. They participate in TikTok in streaming and videos each and every day. When the government says you can't do that, whether it's a platform or whether it's a print medium, whatever it is, that's a violation of the First Amendment of the United States of America. Period. End of story. The First Amendment of the United States does one thing and one thing only. I apologize. When it comes to free speech, does one thing and one thing only. Obviously, the right to assemble and freedom. Yes. First Amendment stops the government from telling you can't speak freely. When the government does that, that's a big fat no-no. And so that is why this is a flagrant violation of the First Amendment. Now let's see how we got here. The reason why we got to this point was because China got caught and they're doing a little basically tapping into the information, so to speak. And there's a very, very large, lengthy discussion on how that happened and why that happened. Republican and Democrat congressmen and women decided we're ramping up to a wildly important election. We need to, one of two things. We need to ban TikTok so we get a big, big win for those Gen Xers that have kids that drive them nuts because they're on TikTok all the time. Win a big win. Oh, look at what I've done. I've taken your kids off their phones for 2 seconds. Vote for me. And the second is, well, let's see. Let's see if we can actually get a hold of this this social media thing. Let's pick the one entity, the biggest entity that isn't a U.S. company. We've already strong-armed each of them, and now Elon Musk has a hold of X, so we can't strong-arm him. So let's see what we can do with TikTok, and it worked. They actually banned TikTok. I want to back this up a little bit and give you some of the facts. TikTok, ByteDance has already conceded and agreed to all of the servers going to the United States. So all of the data is housed in the United States. Oracle raised their hand and said, we can do that. We can really help you with it. And yes, this is live. And thank you guys for joining us on a Sunday. This is just a very important topic. ByteDance said, Oracle, you take all of our data and you house it in the United States. ByteDance also said we can have a 100% United States board of directors. Nope, that wasn't the issue. So right there, when you had politicians screaming, oh, Chinese government, they are going to take all the information from TikTok and they're going to use it in a nefarious way. Nope, that's not the case. So again, it goes back to trying to win votes in a crucial election and trying to gain control of social media, which is the government's ultimate dream, is to have complete control of social media. So that's what this goes down to. Here's another thing. Couple other things which are absolutely hilarious. 60% of TikTok is owned by foreign outside investors, not even China. So this isn't a Chinese spy app. It isn't. And there is a deal on the table, which we'll talk about momentarily. There's a deal on the table from Kevin O'Leary, the bald guy from Shark Tank. $20 billion, him and his buddies. Yeah, we'll just buy it, make an American company. It's not what the government wants. The government doesn't care about that. They will when 170 million people turn on them. But we will see if that comes to fruition. China does not want, China does not need any app to get your information. They do not need it. Here's why they don't need it. They don't need your information because they can buy it. They already have access to it. Okay? The NSA, I have very good inside information into Washington, D.C., and the NSA doesn't need all of their employees, doesn't need about half their employees. The NSA, for those that don't know, is our spy apparatus the government has to spy on us, we the people, to spy on you and to spy on me. We don't need them anymore because we freely and openly give them this. We give them all of our information and our data, our whereabouts. The phone is always listening to us. Remember Samsung? Samsung got busted for their smart TVs and watching us in our living rooms. We have signed on the dotted line by clicking, I accept your terms of use. All of that information is being collected and not stored in a server, not stored on the cloud. Wasn't that nice when we thought all of our data is on the cloud? It's okay. It's safe. It's a big puffy white cloud. No, they're called data lakes. Data lakes, tomato, tomato. They're called data lakes. And so these data lakes, anyone can buy this information. They can buy anything they want to know about Mike Russell. They can buy anything they want to know about you. They can buy anything they want to know about your kids, where they've been, what they've been doing. As long as they have one of these tracking devices, all that information goes into a data lake and is up for sale to whoever wants to buy it. That's why the NSA doesn't need to spy on us anymore. The NSA doesn't need to have all their employees because we get to get all that information from the data lakes. So China's like, oh, wait a second. You mean we don't have to pretend like we don't own a company, but we kind of really do, but we're going to take the information. We're going to steal it all from these Americans. Yeah. We don't have to anymore. They can just buy it. So can the NSA. So can the United States. Again, the NSA is the apparatus that spies on we the people. And on top of that, China already has their own apps. They don't have TikTok. There's no TikTok in China. There's none. As a matter of fact, RedNote was the go-to, was the backup plan essentially for all the kids. The kids are going to go to, they're going to run over to RedNote. RedNote sounds like the most nefarious app you could. If you're talking about Chinese spying, it's called RedNote, for the love of God. So it's called RedNote. And here's what China decided. We don't want this. All these American kids are coming over here doing these dances and doing this kind of poisoning our kids' minds. Oh, hell no. No. You can have them back, TikTok. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. We don't want that. Because you have to understand Chinese version of TikTok, their version, which would be RedNote, and there's another one as well. I couldn't pronounce it. So there's another one as well. And they have those are about kids promoting themselves as their accomplishments, their grades, their abilities to play classic piano. It's not, booty shaking and Tide Pods. It's not, assaulting people on escalators and garbage like that. So all these kids started jumping over these American kids, jumped to RedNote. Like, no. I'm going to give you one more example of the violation of free speech, and I'm going to give you an example. For those of you who are just joining us because they saw a TikTok ban, welcome. Thank you for being here, Greg. Everybody, thank you for being here. Rhonda, Grizz, appreciate you guys. I appreciate you coming out on a Sunday. But check this out. This is on my phone. It's interesting with Antony Blinken and Mitt Romney.
Every millisecond. And of course, the way this is played out on social media has dominated the narrative. And you have a social media ecosystem environment in which context, history, facts get lost, and the emotion, the impact.
Who's facts, Antony?
Of images dominates. And we can't discount that. But I think it also has a very, very, very challenging effect on the narrative.
Yeah, a small parenthetical point, which is some wonder why there was such overwhelming support.
parenthetical. Are there two more boring people that talk in politics? And it's all under the guise, the cape, the veil of the McCain Institute. So we're doing good, please.
For us to shut down potentially TikTok or other entities of that nature. If you look at the postings on TikTok and the number of mentions of Palestinians relative to other social media sites, it's overwhelmingly so among TikTok broadcast. So I'd note that's of real interest in the president.
Of real interest, exactly. Of real interest that we need to get a control of and make sure that no one talks. Look, I wasn't on the pro-Palestinian movement, okay? But I'm very pro-Palestinian speech because you're an American. You have free speech. You can do that. Yes, you can. That you can. I don't agree with you, but who cares? I don't agree with a lot of people. A lot of people don't agree with me. Oh, Lisa, I don't disagree with you in saying that was a psyop. I really don't disagree with you at all. But it is an attempt by our government to wrangle in power and wrangle in control of expand power and wrangle in control of social media. This was their first step. That's kind of their weather balloon, so to speak. Remember, I used balloon because it was spying China. No, different story.